quickly do it. We have our favourite knockback Talus. Arcus, Darkness Incarnate, Sin of Failure. Failure because it's a sweeper. Consume card Seraph. We have Primo. Prismal Dusts, Fine Grasps, Gem Trove. That's tough to get out with Plinks. With Shade Splitters you have a chance, but Gem Trove is really tough. And not that great. We have +2 on the thing. So we do have Awoken, so Primo, like... non-aggressive Primo can be pretty good. Kind of. You can get a lot of health. You get up to like 12 turns, I think, as Stalwart, where you don't need to have morsels. But you can remember that you need to get at least +10 early to equal aggressive, and it's slower because by turn 4 you're hitting with +40 attack. Sorry, +120 attack, so +40 for all 3 turns. So you need to get it up higher than that pretty quickly. I think Cleansing Water is a bit better than Teeth of Gold. Yeah. They both work well early fight. The Cleansing Waters, though, can knock Rage off the Rage dudes, and it does have that one chance against the Stealth boss. Family started to tire on your doggo's new hungry behaviour. Yeah, begging dogs can be a little bit of a nuisance sometimes, but we still love them, don't we, Peppa? Yeah. Need to take aggressive. Gathered Clergy with Plinks. Armor 10 sucks. That's probably the worst for us, so we can't take that. No, Pepper. Yeah, my sandwiches and you've had enough. Save that for boss. Won't have it around by then anyway. Come on. Good enough. And just for a little bit of extra firepower, put that there. Could kill off one of these and place a Stuart. No, just like that. Yeah, you were saying you had to starve him for a procedure. Or an examination. I think that, yeah, that sort of changed the dog who's never had a food worry to all of a sudden be like, oh, I guess I need to get food. Does mean you now can use food motivation to maybe do some good quality training. It's one of the things we can't really do too well with chili. Pepper we can train really well because we could always do the food reward treat. Although we can't train it to stop coming to us. If you go on your bed, I'll get you a treaty. On your bed, yeah, on your bed. On your bed, Pepper. Good girl. Go on your bed. Waiting. Yeah, it's not your bed. Where's your bed? She just trots off. She's looking over. She's like, I'm on my bed now. I'm on my bed. You wait. I'll have to wait till I have my last half a sandwich, otherwise she'll come back again. Let's take a steel enhancer. Might land it on Primo. Good girl. I've tried going this path a couple times recently just to see. It doesn't work. I'm sure there are some games where it works, but I don't like it. Multi-strike and health and plus 10. Morsel Maker with Primo or Steve? It's an okay Steve fight, but not the greatest. Plinks makes it hard too. Although Morsel Master's not so good. We could multi-strike him. Since he's going to have Primordial. I wonder if we go... just give him health. Let's do that. Alright, Pepper, I'm going to give her a treat now. I did promise her one. Enemies get +4 attack. We're okay as long as we can kill them. Which we can. She is a good girl. Oh, nice. Turn 1. That's great. Alright. You go up here. We have 30 damage going down, plus an eating. Let's get that. Oh, I don't get an eating on the next turn. So we hit that on the turn after the last turn on this one. So I need Plink to hit these. Good. We're not going to spin around to that again. Let's just... No, Primo didn't get that last spike in. Oh, of course, it had spikes. Should be fine though, right? Like, Steve didn't eat because of the spikes. Easy. Easy. Let's grab another one of these. Huh, that's an interesting one. Rapid Sap's still probably good. We might have another unit. What else are we going to have? We need something. Like, there's Scourge Birds in this fight, so we kind of need to set up on bottom floor. But it makes it hard to kill off everything. Spike Boy doesn't get enough. One, we don't need the spikes because we've got... Unless we used him to use spikes to deal with backline on lower levels. But the problem with that is we don't get the spikes set up quick enough because we don't have... you only get one tick per turn. So the spikes don't go up very quickly. Whereas like a quick sweep is going to take some damage. But if that's the case, like Shadow Eater's not the best. It's good for Primo early because tanking wise. It's still probably better than Resto Det though. We stay pretty high health. Well, no, we only trigger for 10. Okay, Resto Det might be able to do something. Speaking of Spike Boy, but for reasons. What if we Animus to clear out heavies? Primo's just all around. Sorry, Steven's just all around damage. Wonder if that'll work. How badly do we need to draw him on turn 1? Pretty badly. And turn 2 is not awful. It's not good though. We have a merchant. We need a merchant of steel to keep her alive. We do have an Umbra Banner though. Still, she's damage. Your dog coming in and bugging you for something you cannot figure it out. As soon as you stop what you're doing, they go somewhere else away from me. Pepper's like that. She'll come up and want interest, and as soon as I reach over, she'll run off. And then if I turn back to the computer, she'll come back and nudge me on the leg. And then I give her attention and she runs off. Playtime? Does that indicate some sort of playtime? I mean, we can take her, but she's likely going to die here. Yeah, that could be it maybe for Bonfire. For me, Glory Seeker, if I get up and walk out of the office area, she'll sort of lead, and then once I get to where her bed is, she'll sort of stop walking and let me catch up to her, and then wants me to lead. It's like, where am I taking you? You've just tricked me into leading something I don't know. It feels like when you say when someone says, "Hey, I got a good knock knock joke," you go first, and you go knock knock, and they go, "Who's there?" And you're like, wait, this was your joke, you know. Yeah, Bonfire, so they do the same thing to you as they do to me. Doggos. What are we looking for from here? The problem with going for 3 units now, if we're looking to protect Animus, is 3 units. We just need large on her, I think. In which case, then we don't want to dupe anything. I don't want a unit. We want to go this way. Stongs? I have no stongs. I'd probably just go large and plus 10 on Animus. Maybe quick. See, Ice Empire is pretty good. So here's a problem. Where, because we've got an extra unit, we don't draw our Shadow Eater. And because Talos is a boss that attacks during combat before Relentless, we can't play a unit on her floor like Primo and Animus on top and wait for the setup. And we don't want to play Stuart in front of Primo because Stuart gets the buff and gets knocked back. Like, it's just, I think we just get screwed here from bad game design. Like I said at the start, I absolutely hate this boss. It goes against everything else that has been amazing in the design of this game. So not only do we have to deal with hitting during combat, we also have to deal with a knockback. We also have to deal with the 5 enemies. So it makes Exiled Umbra as a primary clan absolutely terrible. So we can't even create morsels. No, Arrow, it's not actually. Isn't actually good design. When the enemies that are made to protect the world against you screw us up, they're supposed to be in line with the other enemies. Like in this case, as a replacement of Daedalus, a similar power level to Daedalus, not just, especially when it's a random which one you get, not 3 times more powerful than Daedalus. I mean, by your logic, we could just give her 1,000,000 hit points and 1,000,000 damage, and let her AOE sweep the entire train every turn, and then you would say that's good game design because that F's you up? No, that's bad. It's a strategy game. It's supposed to be Daedalus with double exclusive could screw up with as well. You can do something to the bomb though. You can cast you could use a Plink to try and hit the bomb. You could use, in this case, what do we got? A Vine Grasp to kill the bomb. We could set up on on the floor with the bomb and take care of the bomb. Like we could put a Stuart in front of the bomb and let the bomb hit it. So you can do things with that. You need to have, so you can do a lot of different things with that. You need to have a daze or a floor moving option. So Umbra would have to be cave in. So we'd have to cast like a 2 energy spell on turn 1 to cave in to push her down and then play our unit, if you have it, or the Restoring Retreat, which again is another 2 energy spell. Yeah, see, I don't want to decide what bosses I get. I just don't want it to ever be Talos or the other Seraph. The misalignment of bosses attack in Relentless. We have X amount of bosses, no point counting them up, and one version of Seraph and all versions of Talos will attack before Relentless. And especially Talos's other designs, the knockback. That's, enemies are trying to kill my units. That's the game. But we put our units down to deal with stuff, so we know, okay, we need to put tanks out in front if we've got them, and you put damage behind the tanks, or put certain units at front in positions because they buff, right? And the plan is we set up a strategy, and the idea is to deal with the waves, and we know exactly what enemies are coming. You know, because they're exactly the same depending on the boss. And we know that enemies attack first unless we're quick. So we can devise strategies to go against that. Well, now we have a boss that will randomly pick a floor and go, and at the end of turn, be an extra combat and move your enemies around, move your units around. And it's not like we'll go to each floor once in the fight. You could get it go to the floor that moves the enemies around twice, could move it around once. So you can't even play into it. It becomes a 50-50. Or sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's possible for it not to go to that floor. I don't think I've ever seen it not hit a single floor once, but... It's a very, very sour taste for me. It's a massive feels bad. The power difference between Talos and Daedalus is phenomenal. The point is, there's almost no point even playing Steve because I couldn't get Primo in behind him, and so he won't do anything. Might be able to buff him up over the course of time, but he's not hitting very hard. We get 30. 1, 2. Kill that. He'll kill that one. So we should put Steve in. He's not going to get enough damage in to get the kill though. If anything more, I want damage instead of health. So we'll try to get... Okay. It's a bit of a high roll, but I'll take it. 7. Wrecked, you stupid piece of crap. It's like Blazing Bolts. Really strong card. Animus of Will's going to go to a Merchant of Steel. It's a shame because I want to get Blazing Bolts made cheaper, but she needs to get bigger. Which means we need to draw more as well. Yeah. Large and either quick or more health. That's a tough call. I don't want to be greedy. We do have some healing, so I think we just go for the more health. And fight large. No, not quick. Quick and large, not quick and... Oh, so we can go longer now. Excuse me. Which is good since we don't have morsels, and I think we need to be... If we're using this for Steve, we need to be eating longer, not ramping quicker, because we're using that as like our wave clear. It's a shame we couldn't... We need to get large for her though. But I'm glad we got more health. Oof. Buffing him's good for dog, but we have to respond to this. I don't care about hit points on dog. Primo can't eat, so they have to go there. Oh, dang. That's the best we do. We're okay with that? I think so. 40. Nice. That's good enough. Good block. Oh, quick smash. Reserved Thorn's good too. That's tough. Give that to Animus though. I'm really happy if we find large. Almost permafrost ice and pyre. I think the holdover. That's interesting. Get that on Primo is really good. We don't get the extra energy from the blights that Seraph gives us, unfortunately. So it does mean we could have some pretty blighty hands, but we will have the energy to play them. I really want that money, but we can't get past the 15 armor since we can't get extra morsels in. Okay. How many sweepers are in this fight? What do we got? Harpy's Guard. 2. Yeah, she's only doing 9 damage. I'm kind of okay with that. I want to get the damage up here. do that. Tough call. They're in your deck, right? It doesn't say per turn for every blight card in your deck at the start of combat. Right? Oh, hey, Rahats. Yeah, sorry. I normally have the camera up higher. It just starts down lower. No, not a problem. Yeah. I don't think bad design, bad implementation, or miscommunication is probably better way of putting it. Because, what's the card? Impressive? No, not impressive. There's an imp card that does 15 damage per imp in your deck. Right? And if you've got Impsicle, every imp you get from Impsicle, or if you have imp in a box, every time you play it, you get 2 more imps. That card gets stronger. So Dante as well, although I think Dante specifically says, it says when you play, but Dante gets the blights from it. So I think it's just a bug in implementation. Or they've said, yeah, that's the way it's intended, even though there's things that go the other way to say, well, it's not consistent. Bad game communication, banner unit draw logic is laughing. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't even in the tutorial, hey? I seem to be doing okay, but like, we really need that large for for flour. There's a standalone Merchant of Steel there, but I think we need it for this fight more than anything. And we did pick up the energy, and most of what we're doing was going to be energy reduction. We don't have spikes, and I don't have any stings. We might get stings. How badly do I want them hitting for an extra 20? Not as much as the gold, because that gives us a re-roll if we don't hit. I should have checked here first. We didn't hit, so I get a re-roll and guaranteed price and no large. That's tough. Panz just Gotta get off with what you really want. Incant is fine. Yeah, just because you want it doesn't mean you get it. On the plus side, we're got almost as fast acceleration as an aggressive. I'm gonna play this here instead of here because of that one. Is that what's happening? Okay, let's have a look at this. He's on 100 hit points. We've got 36 left. She'll get up over 36. It'll be 46. She's going to be on +2 attack, +6, 15, 45. Which is not enough. We do get an extra 2 in though from Primo that turn, so it's only 4 out. We've got enough. That's nice. I can't play it though because he'll sweep it. Ah, sweeper. I could have say no. Well, it was on. I wouldn't have been able to play her. Okay, we can play that. It's fine. How many of these do I need to go up against? 3? I think it is. No, it's only 2. All right. We're also building up hit points here, which is nice. Yeah, deserve rage. I should have. No, it's fine. We have to play that. I'll play it second. Okay. Other way around. Rather playing that. It's okay. Oh, that might leak. Can fix the leak with a root seeds if we don't want to take 5 for the last turn on that, so we're only missing 3. Okay, yeah, why not? So what have we got? We got 250 a turn, and we're going to last 5 turns is 1250. Not quite enough. expensive too. Gives us an extra turn. That gives us an extra turn. That should be enough then, right? Damage shield. Close. Too close. So he does 24. Seraph will do 27. So it's really nowhere near. We are going to get an extra upgrade though, which will give us an extra 60 damage, which is another 120 damage a turn. It's like another 700 damage. Spike's an okay pick. Like a late spike into it, like a spike on a rubble morsel into a damage shield. Damage shield's not the great against the multi-striking Seraph. And because of the multi-lifesteal, well, lifesteal gives us more. A lifesteal morsel gives us more turns than a damage shield morsel. Can you spike on Primo? No. Primo doesn't eat morsels, and he's not a morsel himself. So you can't use a spike to make him bigger, and yeah, you can't spike him. You're going to have an extra 4 turns of eating though, which means 4 more turns of health and 4 more turns of damage. Yeah, that'd be really overpowered. I mean, having him be able to eat is different though. I think the problem with that is then potentially he becomes a unit you just use on the top floor and you feed him morsels and make him strong. And then the last minute you can drop a unit in front of him. I don't know how you'd counter that. Because sometimes it feels like it'd be nice if you could just drop a morsel down there. If you don't have the unit, like in this case, we could put him down on a floor, and if we've got Flower and not Shadow Eater, and just put like a damage morsel, and then he gets an extra 4 attack, which would be better in the future. But you know, I guess that is leading into some overpowering problems. Mainly, I think the health one would be better, but that's mainly because like without Awoken, it's hard to give him health. Or significant health even. I feel with 6 draw and 5 energy, that helps us get up to those 10 card turns. We have a fairly large deck though, so we're gonna have to get rid of some. It's all Blights. Well, it's not all Blights. We've still got Stewarts. But once they go down, like we put these down because we've got 5 energy, so I'm not too fussed in holding onto them. I think we just capacity out then. And then once the Stewarts get played, our deck's smaller. We still need a large. Yeah. Large. Okay, that's good. I don't think there's anything else, right? I'm not going to upgrade a Stewart. Am I going to remove some Stewarts though? Okay, so the Gem Trove did something, but it's so few and far between. And the plinks are just not working. Oh, we don't go to 8, we go 12. So because we got the holdover on the +3, we're wanting to get the health up more than the attack up. Plus the extra 3 eats. So that's giving us an increase from 10. That's worth 50 damage. That's worth an extra 30 damage. So it's close. The acceleration is much faster there, but all we need to do is get two steel enhancers there, and it's so much more valuable right now. Aggressive 3, those. That would have been tough. But even with Steve, I think we're in a good spot. Ooh, okay, that'll be interesting. We got a big unit with a multi-hit. It shouldn't be too bad. I don't think we can take the Wilt Wings. Yeah, the Spell Shield's fine. I don't spell that much. And we took capacity, so even if middle floor gets set up. Oh, some of them are getting cleansed as well. That's nice. Shame to draw Blink here. Oh, not Blink. Quick here. I'm letting that through. Okay, I'm letting that through. Where's my I guess it doesn't matter. He's dealing a lot. It's alright. We're not under 80. We'll probably get under 80. 78. Good enough. Alright, that's... Morsel out. Get rid of them. We do get very little healing though for Steve because he's Primo's the only real morsel we're getting to it. So we're relying on like the steel enhancer getting up there. So drawing it late like we just did was really bad. I mean, it's getting there, but it's still pretty bad right now. Oh, that fixes everything. Oh no, 8. Is that where it is? I guess we pick 2 of the shields off of that one. That way the... whatchamacallit can... Oh, maybe do that as well. Nice. The blazing bolts might take some damage. Some health. I was lucky. Oh, I mean, it could have clicked as well. It's gonna be hard to get a good spike on this. Might just leave that the way it is. I need to do it. Another one of those. They're good on turns if we... They somehow seem to find them when you get extra blights. I don't know. It's like they're attracted to them or something. And then you can play them on those turns to make up for not playing root seeds. Also Dex Stick. We want to dupe. Is it dupe or remove? Removing a couple plinks isn't bad. Duping... I wonder if I'm going to dupe the holdover. Like, if we get Primo really big, that's great. That's probably the way to go. Doesn't mean we don't draw as much, though. We get it sooner, though. That's the key. We want to get it sooner. And then if we have to consume one of them, it's not as painful. We really want to be on bottom floor. And if bottom floor gets smalled with a 5 times, like a minor morsel, we can't play it. That's assuming we draw Steve first, which that's a 50-50, which also sucks. But it could be bad. Oh. Extra spell slot, maybe? Doubt it. Unconsume unpacked morsels, and then having to consume it because we've got thing. I'm starting to wonder if I want to put Primo with Flower now. For the extra hit. And mainly because I can't feed Steve. I can't feed Steve anyway. If we don't do that, we definitely don't feed Steve. Hey Schmib, how you doing? Oh, that one has to go there. I want that. That could almost be the dupe as well. As conductor, first run, it's going well. Thanks. It's definitely not a double stack, so that... which means we don't need to buy the extra spell slot, which is good. I just put that on a... on anything. Bam. It matters. So I'd probably take the remove consume option one. extra 30 damage is okay. John? Yeah, it's almost like there's more than one game in the world. I want that on both of them. No, we're taking that, right? Get rid of a regular plink. I'm gonna use it as a consume card. Alright. Never Steve, turn one. So those guys are getting through. Oh, we drew these ones though. Okay. Well, I see how it is. Man, do we just want to start pumping her full of stuff? I think because of this, we kind of have to, right? We're just going to have to do the best we can now. It's going to hold up our draw as well because we're going to be getting... If we put Steve on the bottom floor, we can start to get the things if we draw into morsels. If we don't draw into morsels, we don't get them anyway. Alright, just die there. We'll work out what we're going to do. The only difference is I probably should have put it on second floor because then I could have changed my mind. Right now what I've effectively done is made it so I can't change my mind, and that's bad. She's going to be 52, 54, so definitely killing that one, not killing that one. We're not killing that one, we're not killing anything. Steve! Steven! I should put the morsel here. Okay, what's the difference between there and there this time? Next time we might be able to kill this, or we could draw quick by then. This one is already out, so let's just get a new round. Played. Really? Alright, there's a quick time, so that's huge. I'm gaining 30 health a turn almost. Right. Steve's dead, we're just going to leave it at that. Going to consume this and be somewhat happy about it. For a video animal on another planet. Ah, yeah. That's a lot of minions, but it looks like we're killing them. Okay, we need to consume one here. And we don't lose a damage shield, which is nice. And consume another one. Okay, let's go. I'm banking up a lot of turns. This is good. I like this. I'll save that because we can't play any. I want to add morsels that badly into my bed. I think we're home. Primo is at 64.51. Our plant's going to be at like 350 attack times 3, 290 plus hit points. Wow. Have some lifesteal too, just to looks pretty good, hey. $378 times 3 with 322 health. Stupid Spike not showing up a turn sooner. What can you do? I think it's okay though. Stuart could have lived. I plopped him out to die. I mean, I'm an equal opportunity conductor. I gave him the same opportunity as the other Stuarts. If I put him behind the plant, I'm just showing favourites, and that means some of them won't listen to me on the next run. You know, you've got to take a stance sometimes. No favoritism. all Stuarts are created equal. Some are just created more equal than others sometimes. Consume Seraph is the most manageable. I think that's consistently true, yeah. There can be sometimes issues with the bottom floor of the Scourge Birds, putting the blights in, the Scourge cards in your deck. Because they're 5 damage, which is pretty bad. But the fact that they're there, again, if you don't get to play them, they'll come around and bite you. So you do need to consider that. I didn't need to worry about it too much because we got the 2 energy event. So I could just play them and I had plenty of energy. So the other way is like if you're able to sort of defend a quick sweeper down the bottom floor that just needs to deal the 10 damage, that takes care of it. But as in terms of Seraph, yeah, that's a pretty minor thing. Like that's bitten me a couple times and I've died because of it, but that's usually the least of your worries, right? In terms of fights, and it's such a huge contrast to, especially if you go like if you're up against Scourge Fell and you're already ready to deal with that one, right? And you've got something in play to deal with Scourge Fell, whether it be extra energy or a bottom floor sweeper. This Seraph adds nothing to the challenge of what you're doing because you've already dealt with that, right?